out the pot on this little Yamadori spruce that I collected about 5 or 6 years ago now. It's been growing all summer. It's been growing really well. It's really happy, but it's getting a little bit root bound in this pot now. So what I intend to do is swap it out. Maybe just slip pop it into this Roman Husmann pot, because I've been thinking about putting it in there for a while, and it just kind of fits in with a little bit of room round the edge to get some new soil in there. At the tail end of the summer now, sort of going into autumn, and I just want to offer this a bit of soil and a bit of niceness for the winter. But I definitely think what I'm going to do is I'll get a bit of wire and we'll sit that in there a bit more, and give the surface a bit of a clean up. I won't disturb the roots that much really. We'll be just slipping it into there and offering some fresh soil around it, because it's really put on a lot of growth this summer. So I'll show you some pictures. I've got some pictures of it before the summer. I think definitely that's what I'm going to do. We're going to whack it in that pot there, and I'll go and find some drainage mesh, and we'll get that potted up and tied in. So that's one thing I'm going to have a look at in this episode. I think another thing that I need to give a bit of attention to is this Japanese Beautyberry. Got to do a little bit of maintenance work on that. It's just, the leaf size is horrendously big, but I've let it just really push out for the summer. It's given me a nice good long length of stuff to work with. Yeah, I'm just going to get rid of some of those bigger leaves now, because they're shading some of the growth that's coming through. And what I'll be doing with this tree very shortly is I'll be taking it in for the winter, because with it being like a semi-tropical, it just comes out in the garden for the summer, much like my pyracantha, the firethorn, Chinese elm, exactly the same again. Maybe my ficus are out in the garden in the summer, but come this time of year I don't really want them going into that autumn cycle, so I'll be bringing them indoors in the next week or two. So, but yeah, this is a nice little tree as well. Enjoying this one. It's got some really crazy stuff going on. I think that's achieved by a few seedlings all twisted and plaited and growing together, but anyway, I like it. I'm going to try and do a similar thing with some native species over here. So I think I'm just going to grab a little pair of these trimming scissors and start taking some of these bigger leaves off, just to let a bit of light through. And push a bit of energy back into the tree so it will push some back out for me, hopefully. Something's been having a little bit of a nibble, but there's nothing on the other than the leaves. I've given it a good check over, so maybe a passing caterpillar. I did give it a good blast off with the hose though, which you shouldn't really do, but it's kind of good for getting bugs, clearing bugs off. Depends what species, I suppose. But, it's good to give the bugs a bit of a blast off. Okay. Spin it round. See, this leaf size is it's getting a bit too big really. But some of the leaves I just snipped off are really big, but I kind of wanted that this summer. There's a biggie. Let's have him off. And I think I'm going to take that one off. There's new leaves ready to push through just in here, so I'm sure these leaves will be, when I take it indoors in a week or two, they might push through before, but they'll definitely push through when it goes back indoors, because it will just sit on the kitchen windowsill. Let's have that back off to that. I'm going to leave this one because I want to get some wire on there. So let's have a little look at that. Let's take the camera in a bit. Yeah. And when that puts out berries, they are the most gorgeous, gorgeous colour. And in all honesty, that has reflected in the choice and the colour of the pot. So they really sort of complement each other. But a species that I'd really like to work more with is a Japanese Beautyberry. Yeah, great little tree, really happy with this one. It's all twisted and gnarly, love it. If I can get some more of these along the way, and if you get the chance to get any, I'd consider it. In the UK, in Wales here, it grows really lush in the garden all summer, and then I trim it back quite harsh for this time of year. I take it in, and to be honest, it grows pretty well in the kitchen on the windowsill all winter, and then we sort of repeat that cycle again at the beginning of spring when I bring it back out, and so forth and so on. There it goes. But yeah, growing fond of this species now. I was a bit concerned to start with that I'd taken on something that was a bit out of my zone, being a little sprucey dude. So anyway, that's that. Let's get that out of the way. Something else. Let's have a look at this. I don't think you've seen this yet. This is a thing. This is a. Can't really see him, can we? Let's have a look at it. This has been on this bit of a volcanic rock for about 4 or 5 years now. I drilled a core drill right through it and stuffed it with sphagnum moss with a bit of soil mixed in, and it's been on there now for about, I don't know, 8 years. Let's come back a bit. There we are, look. So yeah, but it's got to that time now where again I need to prune this back because it's gone a bit ballistic this summer. But I think what I might do is wire this down like this, because it's got a crack in front. I'll tell you what we are going to do though, whilst we're it, because I don't want too much growth coming back that way, and if it is coming back that way, it certainly doesn't want to be as strong as the growth that's moving that way. So I'm just going to tidy up any growth that is moving back against really the direction of the flow of the tree. And there's a conversation for another time, how like flow and how the energy moves through a tree. Sometimes I see trees and the trunk's flowing one way, but someone's styled the foliage the other way, and it's, I don't know, open for conversation, I suppose. Leave a comment. I don't really want anything too downward on this either. I've got some buds on these. I'm just going to snip back to there. But even if I snipped halfway down where there isn't a bud, because it's kind of growing really strong at the moment, I do know that it will push out more back buds. And I've been working with loads of these tiny little spruces that I find up in the mountains, and really enjoying over the last 5 years just playing with spruce, because I go and find a little sapling to play with. It hasn't cost me anything, and I've kind of like learning a bit more just by playing with this species for a while.